Freek, welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thank you, Deborah. It's delightful to be here.
We are really so honored to be working with KPN and having you be our first organization to go through the DASA DevOps Practitioner course. So,
well, it's an honor for us as well. Great to be here first. Yeah.
Thank you. Very eager to talk to you today. So, could you just tell me a little bit about yourself and your role at KPN?
Yes, of course. I've been with KPN for 29 years. Currently, I'm manager cloud services. I'm responsible for delivery, service and delivery of our cloud services portfolio, managed services mostly. I've got quite a few teams over a few locations, and we're all trying to work DevOps. Okay. So with a few teams we're still in early transition, and with another few teams we're already there, and we're actually making products together with Xabia, our partner, to make products to deliver to our customers to help them work DevOps. Wow. So, and next to that, I'm a participant in a steering committee within KPN to spread DevOps through the whole KPN, through the whole company. So I'm quite involved in the DevOps transition and the digital transformation within KPN.
Well, that's exciting. Can you tell us a bit about your department in general in KPN?
Yeah, absolutely. My department is an IT department within the telco KPN. So we're actually developing cloud services. That's managed services like managed backup, managed database. We're trying to do that cloud agnostic, so it should work on public clouds like Amazon and Google and Windows Azure, as well as on our own cloud platforms. We've got a few Cloud NL platforms that are infrastructure that we contain in our own data centers. But we want it to be cloud agnostic. So if customers have some cloud or whatever infrastructure or platform themselves, we like to have services that work on that platforms as well. Okay. So we're trying to deliver services that suit our customers and help them make the digital transformation. Yeah. We see that there are a lot of customers have wishes or desires or started some transition towards working in the cloud, being more digital, working more from a software-based angle, but most of them have no clue how to get there. So we try to advise them, try to help them make this transformation and deliver services as well to support them with that. So that's what we do. So we have the platforms, we have the services, we have the advisory, and we try to combine that into our managed hybrid cloud proposition.
Right, to bring real value to what your customers want and what they need to be successful.
Help them be more productive and do that in the right way.
Excellent, yeah. Excellent. So why is DevOps, in your opinion, such a hot topic today?
Well, it's a hot topic. I think the whole agile way of working has landed within KPN as well, and we see that the whole digital transformation process needs another way of working. It needs speed, it needs agility, but it needs trust. And I think what for me is the most important thing is that not only our customers but also our employees, so our whole company, gains trust. It's an exponential growth in trust when you bring people that build things and people that have to maintain those things, when you bring those together. And we see that we work with outsourcing partners, so in India, that we try to combine the teams that are in India and that are in Holland to work together more closely and to collaborate with the same tooling, use the same way of working, make that more DevOps, and we see that it's actually fruitful to do that. We see that delivery times are going up, and the way we produce our services, our software, is more. It's more. How do you say that? It's more quality in lesser time against lesser cost.
Yeah. And I think that's really important, because I talk to a lot of enterprise IT organizations, and some of them are struggling. Some are catching on quickly and seeing some results like KPN, but others are struggling a bit.
But we're struggling as well. We're struggling as well. It's not an easy way that we're going. So we've got a few front-runner departments that are actually quite a big have a big leap on us. They're really have a nice head start, and the rest of the company is looking and saying, well, if this works for them, then it should and would probably work for us as well. So we've got the whole company has come into how do you say that in English? I don't know. But it's getting a little bit more traction this year, actually.
Because folks are seeing the success in that it can work.
Yeah, but the board of management has since this year said, well, this is something exciting and we're going to try to get KPN full swing into this digital transformation. And that has been the starting point for the whole organization, to look at those few places where we already do this work. And I'm delighted to have a spot in this front runner elite club that is helping the rest of KPN to make the move to agile working as a basis, but where it's possible to go directly to DevOps, because that has probably the most value.
Yeah, and what we see is success breeds success, and when people, you know, that change is difficult, but when people see that it can work and that it comes together, it's really rather magical within organizations.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, and it's internal value that they see. So they see that our customers like it, they see that our employees like it, management is very naturally stepping a bit back. And it's a change that's not coming from just cost cuts, because we're used to that within KPN. We're just cutting costs the last 10 or 15 years. But this actually has something in value to bring both to customers but also to our employees. So it's a nicer way of reorganizing, it's a nicer way of change.
Sure, but I also see that you're really investing in the training and development of your people. And why is that so important?
Well, there's no way not to do that, I would say, because if you stop investing in your people, you stop investing in your company. Because you can buy hardware, you can buy software, but if your people aren't up to the job, then there's nothing you can do, and your customers depend on you as a company and us as a company to deliver them expertise and to deliver them services and advice and security and assurance that we can't do without the proper knowledge and without the proper expertise. So we want to be masters in what we do. And we want to have that mastery not only in programming skills or whatever, but also in seeing the big picture and knowing why we work in a certain way and why we can help customers make this digital transformation, why it's so important. And we try to explain to our people that we see that software is going to rule the world. Everything's going to be software. And it's very important to make this transition. So it's got a lot of opportunities for our people.
No, we're saying within DASA that every company is a technology company these days. Well, they have to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. We see it in the finance sector, we see it in every sector. We were already a technical company. And we outsourced a lot of expertise in the years before us. But now we are trying to get all this expertise back and to build on these new insights that we really need to be masters at these skills as well.
Yeah, we're seeing that there's really a new way of IT working than the traditional way of the way it was done in the past, with more silo-based organizations that were building, all key to building a part of the value chain, but not necessarily being one team.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's all part of these new insights, and we have to move quicker. I think speed is one of the most important business drivers that and things that we can compete with our peers with. So if we get this right, then we are, really well positioned to win this red race.
Right, and also help your clients at the same time, because you're leading and helping them understand what they need to do in their transformational journeys as well.
We see that's really where the market is for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So you attended the DASA DevOps Fundamentals course, and what was your experience with that?
Well, it was in aspects of knowledge. It was really good to have the theories behind the practices that I think we were already executing. Mm-hmm. So we really were doing a lot of agile and DevOps activities, and but without knowledge, without the theoretical background, I think. So that was the value that came out of the fundamentals training. I must say that I had quite some remarks about how the training went, because for me it felt like 800 or so much sheets being pushed through us in 3 days. So that's maybe also the difference with the practitioner training that we're doing right now. So up till now, I think the practitioner training is much more hands-on. We're much more interacting with each other. It's much more lively. It's less sitting and absorbing sheets and stories. Yes. And me personally, I'm not particularly good at keeping concentrated for hours on end with someone talking to me and trying to get information into my head. So I like to be practicing with things and be active. So in that respect, I think the practitioner course the course that we're doing right now is an improved version of that.
Well, this is great, because you have the experience of the fundamentals course, and I know with the practitioner course, the focus is really on the skills and the skills areas. Absolutely, and the team that built it really invested in exercises and ways of engaging the audience. So that's really good to hear that you're finding this experience positive.
Yeah, and I get the impression that the trainers that we're working with are really eager to learn themselves, to improve on the training and to see how stuff gets across to us best. Sure. So yeah, it's a good experience up to now.
Great.
Absolutely.
So, and my question was, how did you compare the two courses? But you just explained that to me. And I guess the final question I would have for you in terms of the DASA and your experience with it is, when you left that fundamentals course and you went back, did you see some changes happening within your team? Were you able to take that in? And now this is your second day of practitioner, your last day of practitioner. Do you see building upon that?
Absolutely. When we left fundamentals training, I had a big part of my team over here, and so we shared some vocabulary. So we had the terms right, and we could do the change that we're already doing to go work more DevOps. We had more theory behind what we were doing, so we could make more tempo, and we could do it a little bit quicker and a little bit more structured, I would say. And up till now, what I've seen from the practitioner course, that will help us even more. So we are talking about how to assemble teams, how to really influence culture, what kind of aspects in leadership would be more important and which would be less important. The part about courage that we just concluded was really helpful in terms of getting the priorities straight. Sure. So I think it will help us absolutely.
Well, I just want to thank you for your time. KPN is a forerunner of DASA since we started with DASA, and now your team and your organization's a forerunner of DASA DevOps Fundamentals and DASA Practitioner, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Okay. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to explain this.